Bone is not stone. It is alive. Most people think bone is dead matter. Hard, white, silent, something that breaks and then gets fixed. That idea is completely wrong. Bone is one of the most active tissues in the human body. It senses force. It adapts to movement. It responds to hormones, nutrition, inflammation, and time. Your skeleton is not a frame. It is a living organ. Every single day, bone tissue is destroyed and rebuilt inside you, quietly, precisely, relentlessly. At the macroscopic level, bone looks solid. But when you move closer, its structure changes. There is compact bone on the outside, dense and strong, built to carry load. Inside, there is trabecular bone, a delicate three-dimensional lattice, light, elastic, and metabolically extremely active. This inner structure is not random. It aligns itself exactly along the lines of force you apply to it. When you walk, run, jump, or lift, bone reads those mechanical signals and rewrites its architecture accordingly. This process is called remodeling. At the cellular level, this remodeling is driven by three main cell types. Osteoclasts break bone down. They attach to the surface, acidify it, and dissolve mineral and matrix. Osteoblasts then arrive and rebuild what was removed, laying down collagen and mineralizing it with calcium and phosphate. Osteocytes, former osteoblasts trapped inside the matrix, act as sensors. They feel mechanical strain and decide where bone must be strengthened and where it can be removed. Bone is therefore not passive. It is responsive. At the molecular level, this balance is regulated by precise signaling systems. The rank-rankle OPG pathway controls how active osteoclasts become. The WN to beta-catenin pathway tells osteoblasts when to build. Hormones act as global regulators, shifting the balance subtly or violently. Estrogen is one of the most powerful of these regulators. When estrogen levels fall, as in menopause, osteoclast activity rises unchecked. Bone resorption accelerates. Trabecular bone begins to collapse from within, long before fractures appear. Bone is also a metabolic organ. It is the body's largest mineral reservoir. Calcium and phosphate are continuously exchanged between bone and blood. This exchange is controlled by vitamin D, parathyroid hormone, and kidney function. When vitamin D is insufficient, calcium absorption drops and bone becomes the sacrifice organ. Lifestyle directly interferes with these processes. Mechanical loading through sport and movement stimulates osteocytes and promotes bone formation. In contrast, a sedentary lifestyle silences these signals. Within weeks of immobilization, bone mass decreases measurably. Smoking is directly toxic to osteoblasts. It reduces estrogen levels, impairs blood supply, and increases fracture risk. Alcohol suppresses bone formation and disrupts calcium and vitamin D metabolism. Supplements alone cannot save bone. Calcium without mechanical load does little. Vitamin D without movement remains incomplete. Bone needs both signal and substrate. On the surface of bone lies the periosteum, a thin, pain-sensitive layer rich in nerves and regenerative cells. It is responsible for growth, repair, and fracture healing. Inside, bone marrow connects the skeleton to immunity and blood formation, linking bone health to systemic disease. Bone communicates with muscle, with kidney, with gut. It is part of a network, not an isolated structure. When this system fails, disease appears silently. Osteoporosis develops without pain. Microfractures accumulate. Architecture collapses before symptoms are noticed. Bone does not suddenly break. It slowly forgets how to stay strong. Understanding bone means understanding movement, hormones, aging, and metabolism as one connected system. Because bone is not stone. Bone is alive.